Howdy, everybody. Welcome to the Gov Shack. So happy to have you with me this evening. Yes, it's been a while since I've done a Gov Shack. I've been out and about running around trying to make the world a better place. Doesn't always work, but man, I keep trying. And it is all about me right now trying to get more and more people to see how this race for governor is going to show up. How is it going to show up coming up here in the future? How is it going to manifest itself in the next 12 months, 11 months right now until election day in November of 2026. And boy, there have been changes. Yes, there have. I announced obviously early, but so did Antonio Delgado, who, for those of you who don't know, is running against my governor in the Democratic primary, Kathy Hochul. So there's a little bit of a challenge there. I do not think there will be any real challenge. My gut says that Hochul will easily beat him. I could be wrong, but I doubt it. I'm usually right with these things. I think he will easily be beaten by Governor Kathy Hochul in the Democratic primary. I think he's trying to give himself a larger, somehow a larger place. Like he wants to run for Senate or governor in the future or be an AG or be on her ticket or something. That's my thought process. I could be wrong, but that's where I think I'm going. Maybe he wants to be in the next cabinet, right? If he thinks the Democrats are going to win in 2028, if he thinks that, he may want to be in a cabinet. Who knows what he's thinking, but he doesn't want to sit around being a nobody lieutenant governor. I get it. That's often challenging. He doesn't think she's going to quit or drop. She's not gonna. So he figures this is my only sense, right? I do get that. But now, you might say, Larry, we knew that. But now, Elise Stefanik also now is having her own challenger from the right. Yes, you might say, wait a minute, Larry, I thought it was a done deal. I thought Elise Stefanik had it in the bag. Well, I think she did too. I think she also thought that. She thought Donald Trump is going to anoint me and I'm going to win, and there's nothing anyone can do about that. Well, Bruce Blakeman, who is the current Nassau County executive, who just won his election, and I think is kind of messed up. I think it's messed up. Why? Wins the election, goes, yeah, you know what? I know I told you guys I'm going to help out Nassau County. I was joking. I was just doing it so I could run for governor. So I think it's a bait and switch by him. I do. That's just my view. You can disagree if you want to. My view is if you're going to say you're going to run for the office and then you literally within 1 month say, yeah, I'm going to run for something else, that's a bait and switch. And that's what he did. But that's okay. Doesn't matter what I think. It is irrelevant what I think. I think the reality of it is he thinks he can make impact. He is 70 years old. Don't care about his age. He is very with it. He's not like, 70 and doesn't know what planet he's on. He's not Joe Biden. He's not Joe Biden. Let me be very clear. Blake is not Joe Biden at all. All I'm saying is I think he's trying to make something happen before he is Joe Biden. I think he's trying to make that happen, which is good for him. But let me give you some background on him right now. And I'm going to use someone here who I personally like. And this is a reporter here in Mackay. Not this person, but you're going to see the person popping up. She is the political reporter in Fox 5 here in New York. And the reason why I like her is because when I was running in 2018 and nobody would pay attention to me, Morgan at that point was actually working for, I think it was it Spectrum News perhaps, or Capital Tonight, something like that, one of the Albany area. And she actually more than once actually did decide to interview me when she didn't have to. So I will always be thankful to Morgan if she happens to be watching. I hope you're watching, Morgan. If you are, I hope you are. I will always be thankful for that. You were always good to me in that regard. So I want to cover this right now if I could.
I want to continue on with some other top stories that we are following for you. We go right now, and we are learning today. Bruce Blakeman, the Republican county executive of Nassau County in New York, announced that he will run for governor of the Empire State. So
yes.
Let's talk about it right now. If we are talking about politics in New York, there's only one person that we could possibly be talking to, and that is Fox 5 New York's Morgan Mackay. Thanks so much for joining us, Morgan. And was this something expected? What do we know here about this?
Hey, Mike, good to see you. So Nassau County Executive Bruce Blakeman, he's been teasing a run for months now.
Now he has. Now this is why this matters. She is correct, right? Let me close her mouth. There we go. and I got her eyes closed. Sorry, Morgan. No, she's right. Blakeman has been talking about it for a while. That's one thing. He has been talking about it for a bit. He's been chatting about it. But the reality of it is, I think he thought, well, Elise Stefanik is a shoo-in, so maybe. And then he started looking around and doing the same thing that I was doing, looking around. And I have told you that there is zero chance that Stefanik can win. And people keep going, Larry, you're talking trash. You're just jealous because you can't win. Well, I can win, and she cannot win. It is impossible. I've been saying it forever. Now it's come to fruition, and now people see it. You're going to see her fundraising start to dry up because they're like, she can't win. I'm just throwing my money in a way. And then all of a sudden, Blakeman goes, she can't win. Everyone I talk to in the GOP says she can't win, but they keep giving her money. So he's like, maybe I could get some of that money if I can convince them that I can win. And he has a big advantage. To be very fair, he has an advantage. And that is Nassau County is a predominantly Democratic county. It's not dominated like New York City is. It isn't. But it is predominantly Democrats, right? So probably more like 55-45 versus like 70-30. The city's more like, I don't know, 85-15, right? The city's more like that. But Nassau's probably 55-45, like that. It's more Democratic, but not by much. Suffolk County is often more Republican or more 50-50, like that regard. For those of you who don't know the downstate area. So him being able to win as easily as he did as a Republican is a big deal. He's able to get Hispanic voters, Black voters. It's true. And he's saying, well, because of that, now I can win. Now, why do I say that? What did I say about Stefanik last week, last month? I've been saying forever, she's not even trying to get independents. She's not even trying to get Democrats. She just wants to grift and leave. That's it. And Morgan's going to bring this up in a minute. You thought, oh, Larry's just saying shit. No. Now they're saying it too. Like they're now saying what I've been saying. And now he's like, Blakeman's like, well, I'm going to try and get Democrats. What? He's like, I'm going to actually try to win. And he is hoping, now I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I'm saying what he's hoping, he is now hoping, oh, okay, if I'm going to actually try to win, Stefanik's not, they might get behind me. I might be able to win this thing because some people, okay, to be clear, the Republican establishment, the leadership in New York State doesn't care about limiting at all. They don't give a shit about winning. That means nothing. They just want to grift. However, actual Republicans, the voters, the people in New York State would like Republicans to win, or at least get rid of Kathy Hochul. They would like that. So his hope is those people will pressure leadership to actually bring him aboard. Now, will that work? I don't know. But is that his goal? Yes.
Making it official today that he is going to be running for governor. And he says that if he's elected, he's going to focus on lowering costs and also being a check on Mayor-elect Zohran Mamdani. Now, take a look at this video. You're going to see Blake Day, New York this morning, and he blasted Governor Kathy Hochul.
And this is the key. What he just did. This guy just goes on shows. Now, again, I'm not a fan of him. I'm just going to compare him to Stefanik. Stefanik only goes to like national shows like Fox News and everything that's like national, international. Why? Because she doesn't give a shit about New York. She never has and still doesn't. He is showing that that's true and he gets it, what I've been saying. She wants to go off and do the UN or whatever the case may be. She doesn't care. So she can go on local shows. This dude does. Now, again, I'm not a fan. But this guy actually knows how to support actual New Yorkers and cares about people locally. He actually does. So that's why he's immediately gaining some fire, because compared to Stefanik, he's a much better campaigner. It's not even close.
For partnering with Mamdani during the mayoral election and for past policies such as cashless bail. But before Blakeman will have a chance to face off against Governor Hochul, he'll first have to beat Congresswoman Elise Stefanik in a primary. Now, Stefanik jumped into the race about a month ago, and while she still hasn't held a major campaign press event, said,
did you hear that? She has not held a major campaign press event. Why would you? She was anointed. I'm not joking. Those of you who don't know how the system works, Blakeman can't just get a primary. Wait a minute, Larry. the Republicans who stopped their own from getting on the ballot? Yes. You think they only stop me? No, they stop anybody who gets in the way. So there's a provision in New York State. What has to happen is Blakeman will have to go out and get signatures. I'm not joking. He will have to go out and get signatures for his own primary because the leader of the New York State GOP is a guy named Ed Cox. That guy doesn't give a damn about democracy. All he cares about is my guy who I decided. He's decided it's Stefanik. He has then decided that everyone's going to support her. She gets all of the people support her. And how the Republican Party works is if over 50% of the county chair, or is it executive committee? Either executive committee or county chair, I forgot which one, which is weighted by how many Republicans in each area. They weight it, the party weights it separately. If over 50% support a candidate, then there's no primary. But Larry, people want other people. No, shut up, plebes. We decide who is here. So just be quiet. That's how that works. Okay, but if you go out and get 10,000 signatures of Republicans, you can force a primary. You might go, well, they had a primary last time, Larry, because all three candidates went out and got 10,000 signatures. They tried. There was no primary in 2018. They tried to have no primary in 2022, but the candidates went out and petitioned to make a primary. And now they've already said no primary in 2026, right? But he is going to go out and force a primary. Think about that. Republicans had all types of anger on the Democrats for anointing Kamala Harris. And they were right. That was BS by the Democrats. They should have never done that. That was an embarrassment. Shame on Democrats for doing that. So what do Republicans do in New York State? The same thing. So Republicans copy that exactly. But I'll give them this. Republicans at least have a methodology, a reason, a way to force it. Democrats had none. So I'll give them that at least. Republicans have something at least. But yes.
Entering the race, she has secured endorsements from a majority of Republican county leaders. State GOP Chairman Ed Cox trying to shoot down the possibility of a primary, saying,
see, shooting down, no primary. I'm Ed Cox, no primary.
That the race should be decided at the GOP convention early next year. Both Stefanik and Blakeman have a close relationship with President Donald Trump, who is so far not weighing in on the race.
Elise Stefanik is a bright person, and she's been a good legislator. But I've been a chief executive of a county that's larger than 8 to 10 states. So I have the experience, and I have the record, and a record of achievement. And if I can do in New York State what I did in Nassau County, this will be the most prosperous and safest state in the United States.
Now, that's a good story to tell. I'm just being, again, it's a good story. Look, he doesn't have my charisma. Don't think that. Not as good looking as me either. Don't get all uppity. Give him that. Good story to tell.
Now, in a statement, a spokesperson for Stefanik said, quote, Elise flipped a seat that Republicans failed to flip for years by winning an overwhelming coalition of Republicans, independents, and Democrats.
Utter lie. The area is just red. Utter lie. The area is just red.
All while raising tens of millions of dollars to support Republicans across New York and the country.
That's true.
And then they go on to say,
she has been part of raising a lot of money. That's true.
Quote, Bruce Blakeman is an early Christmas present to Kathy Hochul as he works to blow Republicans' best chance to win.
So here's what just happened. He said, she's wonderful and nice, but I have better experience. And she said, spoiler. That's what just happened. He said, she's wonderful. She's smart. That's what he said. I mean, she's not. But he said that. Nicely done, Bruce. Nicely done. And then he said, but I have the experience, right? So I'm better. I can make it prosperous. I can make it safe. That's what he said. And she said, spoiler, you're going to ruin my chances to win. I mean, she's not going to win. It's an utter lie. So what she's saying is dumb, shallow, and a lie. And somehow the Republicans want her. Again, dumb, shallow, and a lie. She didn't go, I have more experience or I'm better. No, she said, I raise money. That's what she said. I raise money. See? And you're a spoiler. That was Stefanik's response to Bruce. You heard it. I didn't make that up.
And Governor Kathy Hochul, her campaign also sending.
Also, she says, well, it's a gift to Hochul. So he's probably a Democratic plant. That's where Blakeman is, a Democratic plant. I'm sure he is.
A statement calling the county executive a, quote, bootlicker Blakeman and saying,
bootlicker Blakeman, Kathy Hochul. Doing the Trumpster. Okay. Okay, Kathy, I see you. I'm sorry, Queen Kathy, Your Majesty. I see you. You are now you doing the Trump with the bootlicker Bruce or whatever, Blakeman. Bootlicker Blakeman. I guess that's it, right? Is that what the thing is? Okay.
Saying that he's 100% on President Trump's team. So shots already being fired, Mike.
And that's the piece that both of them are gonna struggle with, right? No matter what you do, if you are a mainstream Republican, which these guys are, right? If you're a mainstream Republican, you're going to have to be like, I love Trump and Trump is great. Which again, if you live in Kansas, if you live in Oklahoma, wonderful idea. Nebraska, wonderful idea. Most of the states red. Most Republicans still like Trump. There's a couple who are pissed off, but most Republicans still like and support Trump. So if you're going to get behind Trump in a red state, smart move. Makes total sense. You're going to get behind Trump in New York? What's wrong with you? New York Republicans still like Trump. That's true. But independents in New York don't. And Democrats in New York hate Trump. Have you talked to New York Democrats? They voted for Mamdani. So, yeah, New York Democrats hate Trump. If you're trying to, cross the aisle, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah.
Maybe not too much of a surprise here.
Yeah, it's definitely a GOP showdown right now. But how come President Trump hasn't said, okay, favored one person over another right now?
Now, this is a very important thing. Why not? Why wouldn't Trump support Stefanik? He should. To be forward, this is the gift that he gave her because he screwed her over of going to the UN. Why wouldn't he do it? I'm going to tell you why. Trump's tired of backing losers. I'm not joking. Trump is tired of backing losers. Yeah, he backed Cuomo in New York and lost. Cuomo in New York and lost. And he probably thought, well, Hochul's bad. We'll have Stefanik win. Stefanik's nice. She'll campaign and maybe she'll win. I'll back her and she'll come in close. Then he saw the last 6 polls. And the last 6 polls all showed Stefanik 15 to 20 points behind. And Hochul's one of the least popular presidents. Please never say that. Oh, my God. No, don't manifest that. One of the least popular governors New York's ever had. One of the least New York's ever had. And she's losing to Hochul by points. Here's what I'm promising you right now. If Republicans were to get smart and just drop out and just get behind me, if they were, I would be beating Hochul within 3 months. I wouldn't even start 15 to 20 points behind. I'd start like 5 points behind. Yes, because I'm not Republican. They're Republicans in New York State. That's the point. They just don't get. That's the point. Trump got tired.
It is definitely notable, especially if you look back earlier this year. Congressman Mike Lawler had also been teasing a run, even probably before Congresswoman Elise Stefanik.
That's true. Remember, Lawler was considering a run. For those of you who know, Lawler is Hudson Valley. I think he's Westchester and above. He has a Hudson Valley area congressional district here in New York in the Hudson Valley. And he was saying, I'm going to run for governor, whatever. And Trump was like, stop that. This is Stefanik's. Stop.
Stefanik was really talking about running publicly. He had been announcing that he was looking at running for governor. And President Trump earlier this year came out with a statement saying that Lawler was doing a really good job in Congress. Seeming to shut down his chances, or at least
literally what he did. Trump said, shut up and sit where I tell you to sit. And Lawler went, okay, boss. That's what happened. So he pushed her away. But he didn't tell Blakeman to do that, did he? He didn't tell Blakeman to shut up and sit there, did he? Why not? Because he realized Stefanik is toast. Stefanik's terrible. No chance of winning, even trying to win. Stefanik's not even try. I've been telling you this. She's not even trying. Now she's going to have to. So Trump's like, good. You don't want to try? Take Blakeman. That'll make you try. Now try. Or you get nothing. Blakeman whip her ass.
His talk of running for governor in sort of defense for Stefanik. You'll also remember that Back last year, Trump had appointed Stefanik to a UN ambassadorship position, which he then had to withdraw because they were worried about losing that congressional seat.
Remember I mentioned this?
So
that's why she's running?
Some people are saying that Trump maybe owes Stefanik a little bit. And they...
Who's been saying that for months? Who's been... Oh, right, me. I've been saying this for months. Yes, this is literally what I've been saying. Now it's coming to fruition.
Expected maybe him to be a bit more on her side in this battle a little bit. But Blakeman also has a close relationship with President Trump, and right now Trump staying out of the race.
And she says it. Trump is close to Blakeman too. Trump could have picked up the phone and said, Blakeman, stop, sit down. You just won your election. Keep your election. You'll be fine. That's what he could have done. He didn't. He didn't call up old Bruce. He said, Brucey boy, sit down. He didn't say that. He went, Bruce is running. What are you going to do? That's what he said. What are you going to do? Yes, Stefanik going to have to work for this one after all. That's what Trump said. He walked away. He walked away.
Just for now.
And I want to bring up your post that you made on X. You made a great observation there, just talking about the media availability of these two. So
look at this. Morgan puts it out there. She's putting out there. Blakeman has done at least 6 local TV interviews today after launching his bid for governor this morning. He did 6 in a day. Congresswoman Elise Stefanik has done only 1 over a month. 1 in a month. He did 6 in a day. Who's trying? Oh, not her. Not her. She doesn't like local stuff. Why would she? She can't stand New York. She doesn't care about New York State. She doesn't care. She cut her teeth in D.C. She's been in D.C. for 10 years. She wanted to go to UN. Stefanik does not give a shit about New York State at all. Never has. Never. And now I've been saying it for a month or 2 already. I've been saying it. Maybe longer than that. I've been saying it. I've been saying it for so long. And now it's all coming to fruition. Now you're seeing it yet again. See, I told you, if you bet on me, I'll be wrong once in a while. Very rarely. I'll be wrong, but you are going to make money overall on me. You are going to make money on me because I'm usually correct.
So far, and Blakeman winning that war right now. He's done at least 6 local TV interviews compared to Stefanik's only 1. Why do you think that is?
Oh, why? I wonder.
I think that, one, that Bruce Blakeman is just very familiar with local media here in New York City.
Because he actually does media, because he cares about local stuff.
He has a lot of connections. He's over here.
He knows how to campaign. Yes.
Stefanik hasn't had as much availability ever. It's been hard.
Oh, ever? Isn't that weird? So Stefanik's never given a shit about New York. Huh? Isn't that weird?
Even in the past year, we've reached out numerous times to try to even just get her.
Morgan, reach out to me, my dear. I will give you an interview whenever you like. Whenever you like.
Reaction on local stories. She's just not somebody who does a lot of local media. Hopefully that changes because she does have a statewide race to win. And in the latest poll, it showed that there was about 30% or so of New Yorkers who really didn't know who she was.
Think about that. But she's trying to win, guys. But this is Elise Stefanik's year. This is the year. This is the chance. You foolish New York Republicans. What's wrong with you? Stop falling for the lie. I've been telling you this for years now. I've been about her for months. And there it is right there. You just heard it. 30% still. She's raised millions of dollars already. Millions of dollars. How come everybody doesn't heard about you already? How come? You give me millions, the whole state knows who I am. You give me the millions that she has, the whole state knows who I am. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. I'll be doing commercials. I'll be on a podcast. I'll be on TV. I'll be doing everywhere. I'll be everywhere. All I'll be doing is campaigning. Everyone know who I am. Everyone know who I am. Guaranteed. What about her? She's a congresswoman, and 30% of the state doesn't know who she is. Why? She's never here. She doesn't give a shit about New York State. If you're a New York State Republican, Elise Stefanik does not care about you at all. At all. Bruce actually does. I'm not a fan. I'm just saying Bruce does. Bruce shows up. Bruce hangs out with his people. Bruce goes on regular local TV. Bruce answers questions. Not Stefanik. Stefanik goes, Hochul's bad and bad. That's all. That's all Stefanik does. She's a joke. Not trying to win. She has almost $10 million now? Is that what she's got? I forgot how much she got. She's got millions of dollars, whatever that is. Millions of dollars. And 30% of New Yorkers don't know who she is because she's trying so hard. Stop. She is a massive grift machine. So is her entire team. Guys who go, she's got the best team put together. No, she's got the best grifters put together. Please, a bunch of grifters.
Yeah, so interesting. When you would think that any politician would be clamoring at the chance to be on TV and try to get their points away.
But why? You would think that this person would want to be. You're right, you would. But that's assuming that the person has any chance of victory and thinks they might actually win. No. She doesn't care what you think of her. She's going to get her ass kicked. She knows that. This is about grifting off of New York State Republican donors. This is it's about, getting as much cash out of them as possible so she can set herself up for the next 10 years. Nothing else. Nothing else. Otherwise, why wouldn't she be on TV? Morgan said, we reached out to her multiple times. She won't come. Okay, to be clear, Morgan is in New York City. New York City. You wouldn't want to come up and have more interview on Fox 5 New York City morning show? I would. Morgan, if you're listening. All right. You wouldn't want that? I would.
Broadcast.
You would definitely think so. And if you look at even just the last mayoral election as an example of this, former Governor Andrew Cuomo did very little press, especially during the primary.
Oh, him too.
He really limited how many interviews he did. And we saw what happened with him. He ended up losing the primary to state assemblyman.
So if you don't campaign, you lose the primary or you lose the election. True. This is not rocket science. I don't have to have a degree in political philosophy or whatever. I don't need that political science to figure that one out. I think everyone figures out. If people don't know who the hell you are, really hard to vote for you. Challenging on that one. True. Yeah. She's not doing it though. Wonder why? Because she doesn't care.
Zohran Mamdani, who is now Mayor-elect Zohran Mamdani. So I think
Mamdani actually campaigned.
Downplay the importance of media, but as you and I know, Mike, media still does definitely have its place, and it's good to just get out there and just to talk, answer questions. And we're still waiting too for just sort of a big event for her to hold a rally, even of some kind.
Not even a rally. Weird. Why wouldn't you hold a rally? That's weird. It's almost as if you don't give a shit. It's almost as if you don't care. Isn't that weird?
Where press is invited and she takes questions. So hopefully.
Well, why would she take questions? She can't take questions. You know why? She doesn't have any answers. Her answers are, Hochul is bad and Trump great. That's it. That's answers to everything. She has no answers. Why would you do that when you don't have any? She has no policies. She's not going to win. She has no chance of anything whatsoever. I keep saying that. Mike Voss in the House says, real time. Elise still doesn't have a policy page on her website. Weird, I do. $2 million and a month into the election, but you do have a policy page with far less money and the same time. True. Yes, far less. I don't have $2 million. So guys, give. Mike's correct. I don't have $2 million. So yes, but somehow I have those things and I'm doing as much press as I can. I've got local, believe it or not, I've gotten more local press than her. I'm not joking. I've gotten more local press than Elise Stefanik. Now, she's gotten more big-time press. She goes on Fox News, Fox Business News. She goes on those. So she's got more big-time press than me by far. Local press, literally, I have more than her. I'm not making that up. That's true. Yes. Guys, if you want to super chat me, the super chat's not on here because of politics and such. But if you do want to, you can head over to LarrySharpe.com/super chat and super chat me there if you want to. You can if you want to do that. I appreciate that. If you want to super chat me, get it right to the front. I do appreciate that. Also, if you want to support me, get over to LarrySharpe.com/shop to get a cool shirt, hoodie, bumper sticker, cup, whatever you like. Pick those up. You actually go there, donate, and get a free gift. Look at that, whichever one you like. But donate. Please donate. If you just don't care about the gifts, no worries. LarrySharpe.com/donate. It does matter. Every single bit counts. So please, I have to report come January 1. So if you're thinking, I don't know if I should give to Larry, now is the time so I can have a wonderful report and give as much as you can. Realistically, I get I'm asking a lot of you, but it does matter. You see, I'm still here, and I do more work on a campaign trail than Elise Stefanik does. Yes, it's true. If you can't do any of that, you can, if you want to, volunteer and join my team. SEAL Team Sharpe, LarrySharpe.com/volunteer. Jump on board. It does matter. Please do that, guys. Either donate or volunteer or both if you can. But no matter what, if you don't subscribe to this channel or this page, whatever you're watching me on, you hate children. Why hate them? What have they done to you? Nothing. Don't be mean. Make it right. Subscribe to either this channel or page, whatever you're watching on. Do it now. It does matter. Do it. And of course, no matter what happens, you know that the big answer from all, if you can repost this someplace, that helps tremendously. If you can repost it, that's always wonderful. And last, click the like button. The button known as Lima, India, Kilo, Echo. Click that button. It does matter. Every bit. I know you might think, Larry, I like listening to you. Well, if you want to keep listening to me, click the like button so I can get known and I can keep doing this. Wise guy, why aren't you clicking it? Get to clicking. Exactly right. Yes. All right. Let me grab some more of these if I could.
That's sooner rather than later.
Yes. So if the Stefanik team is watching, please reach out to Morgan McKay, and then we could get the update right here from you on Live Now from Fox. How about that?
There we go. That is amazing. I appreciate that. So yes, I show you that so you can see that everything I was talking about was actually real. Every piece I mentioned was actually real. The stuff I said, what you saw me talking about, you saw it right there. It's all right there. Let me grab some comments. We have a lot of comments, and I appreciate these guys. These comments, I do. Let me grab some of these. Adirondack says, this is a fundraiser for Larry. It's a fundraiser for the chat. True. It is both. You guys can have a great time. Just click the button known as Lima, India, Kilo, Echo, and then have all the fun you like. Nosy says, I like the show you were on today, Larry. I could have listened to you and him talk for hours. I go on almost any show. That show actually is called, I think, Unity, Liberty. What was it called again? I forgot the name of that show. But yes, I was on a show earlier. Check my social media. You'll see it. I was on that a bit ago, and because I go on all the shows I can. Right. I want people to see me. I want people to know who I am, and that was much more of a conspiracy type theory type stuff, going down rabbit holes. I don't care. I go on any show, and you will hear what I had to say and what I think about. I sometimes don't want to go down rabbit holes too much because it becomes. If you go down rabbit holes too much, it's interesting conversation. It is. It's fun conversation. Sometimes it's true. Sometimes it's not. Doesn't matter if it is. For me, at least, because I'm not just doing the back and forth. I'm trying to come up with actual answers. And what I don't want to do, which happens so often, is people get distracted and want to virtue signal and don't want to solve problems. So I'm about solving problems. I'm not about virtue signaling or just going down rabbit holes. I'd rather solve problems. So, but yes, I'm happy, and I love the people who are talking trash. Talk all the trash you want. I love it. So, all righty. D says, I feel like it's been a while, even though Larry was live Monday. It's just me, or is December kind of dragging a little bit? It is a little bit, but I need to keep this going, guys. I am trying very hard to raise that money. So I want December to slow down so I can get my cash in. Because again, I am, yeah. Shelly says, I just heard that Lee Zeldin has some involvement in the Medicaid fraud with illegal immigration. Huh. I will look into that. Lee was on Patrick Bet-David, which pisses me off because I know PBD and he didn't put me on. He puts Lee on. I don't know why he does that shit. And Lee talks stupid shit that means nothing because he always does, instead of having me on so I explain things. Anyway, that's a personal issue between me and him. We'll have to deal with that issue. So we'll figure this out to the best of our ability. Missy says, if you're a New York resident, your donation of $5 to $250 counts 6 times. $10 equals $6. Make every cent of your hard-earned money count at LarrySharpe.com/donate. She is correct, by the way. Those of you who don't know how this works, I'm going to say something that's very important for you to understand. The main reason why Mamdani became mayor wasn't because he was socialist or super cool. He was a socialist and he's very charismatic. That's true. But that isn't the main reason. The main reason is what's called matching funds. New York City matches the funds you raise from New York City residents 8-1. Yes, 8-1. New York City gave him $12 million. Say it again. New York City gave Mamdani $12 million. That made him viable. That's why he's mayor. Without that $12 million, he is not mayor. That's why he's mayor. Well, Larry, why does it matter for you? Because New York State has matching funds 6-1, as Missy has said. So once I raise $500,000 from 5,000 New Yorkers, once that happens, New York State will say, hey, Larry, here's a check for $3 million. I'm not joking. And when that happens, now after that happens and I qualify for that, every time I make money from a New York State resident and they donate money, they match ongoing. So next month I raise another $100,000, they give me another $600,000. So next month I raise another $100,000, they give me another $600,000. I'm not joking. That's how I win this. You thought, Larry, you could never win. You don't understand the system like I do then, because it's exactly how I win. Here's what I promise you. If New York State gives me millions of dollars, I am the next governor of New York. That's how that works. If New York State gives me millions of dollars, I'm the next governor of New York. And that's what I'm trying to achieve. It's why I'm bugging you so much. That's why I want you, particularly if you're a New York resident, please go out of your way. As long as it's between $5 and $2.50. They do not match anything over $2.50, and they don't match anything under $5. So whatever you can do, go ahead. If you really want to hook me up, do $25 a month for the next year. That's the best thing you can do for me. $25 a month for the next year. Do it monthly, $25 ongoing. That's the best thing you can do for me. Just do that, knock that out. Or if you're super wealthy, and I hope you are super wealthy, I hope you all are, you can max donate me if you want to, $9,000. So if you got that kind of cash, I hope you all have that kind of cash laying around. It'd be amazing. If you do, please max donate. Otherwise, between $5 and $2.50 if you're a New York State resident. That's how we actually win this thing. I'm not joking. If this happens, I'm on a debate stage. Because if you take matching funds, you debate. By the way, that's how that works. If you take matching funds, you debate. Well, I'll be taking them if I get them. Stefanik or whoever else, they'll take them. They will too. We're all debating. Kathy Hochul has to debate too then. Yes. Kind of how that works. So yes. Thank you for that, Missy. I appreciate it. So let's see here. Kayjon, thank you for gifting a membership. Do appreciate that. Chico's Monkey Farm. Look at you popping up with the 5 gifted memberships. Thank you guys. Grab membership if you like. It does help, guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Yes. Every bit does count. Thank you. All righty. Let me grab some more of these if I can. There are so many of these comments. I do appreciate them all. So she was right. Good. Oh, you guys going back and forth a lot. I thought this was all only just me, but no, it's all of you. Shelly says Long Island is turning red. Suffolk County is for sure. And Nassau a little bit. Here or there. Depends. It really depends. So yeah. All righty. If I can walk down here. Andrew says, Elise Stefanik is the type of person that drink the water from boiling hot dogs. Blah. Elise Stefanik type of person drink the water from boiling hot dogs. Blah. I'm not sure what you mean by that, but maybe. I don't know. So I'm looking over at Instagram and I see Gibson. Noah says, if I had $1 million, I'd give that to you so you could become next governor. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate that. But $1 million will be too much. I can only take 9,000 from you. That's the law. So if you make a bunch of money and you have an extra $9,000, please give that if you do. If you don't, $25 a month is just fine. And if you do get $1 million somehow, that'd be awesome. Please do me a favor and make a PAC and have the PAC support me. That you could do. That's fine. I'd appreciate that. So any of that's good. So over on Rumble, PSUM J86 says Sharpe 2026. Yes, that is correct. Yes. All right, grab some more of this if I can. I'm so glad you guys are going back and forth here. All right. Andrew goes on to say, not going to say that word because YouTube. So 2 B's. It's going to be a cat fight. Vote Larry for as the superior creature. Oh, so they're cats and I'm a dog. Okay, whatever. Yes, I guess. I'm not sure where you're going with that, but yeah, there we go. All right. Let's see here. You guys going back and forth with each other a lot. I like it. It's good. All right. Andrew then goes on to say, vote Larry, the true alpha male, top G. Now you're going to get me in trouble using Andrew Tate stuff. Don't do that. Phil says, a primary is how you get better candidates. If Stefanik can't handle a primary, why can she handle a general election? Well, you're exactly correct, Phil. And she doesn't care. Again, she's going to lose. She's aware of that. She doesn't care about the general election. It's a loss. Can she raise the money and take that money and grift? That's what she cares about. Now, you're right about primaries. If the Democrats wanted to try to beat Trump last year, they had a way of possibly beating him. There's only one possibility where they could beat him. Just run a primary. If they run a primary, right, and not, of course, Biden doesn't run. Again, I've got a bunch of ifs. If Biden doesn't run and they run a primary, one of two things happens. Either they get a better Kamala Harris. I mean, I doubt that, but theoretically, they either get a better Kamala Harris or they get someone who can beat Kamala Harris. So they get a better candidate. With a better candidate, you got a shot. You maybe can beat him. Not just that. If they had kept RFK Jr. in the primary, he wouldn't have run independent. He wouldn't have jumped on a Trump train. He would have actually just been a Democrat. He'd have stayed a Democrat. No maha. All that money's gone too. So yes, absolutely. That's all they had to do. So yes. All righty. Let's see here. D says, guess what? Larry's doing another Gov Shack. 12/11 at 12 p.m. Yes, that's tomorrow. True. Yes, I'm doing another one tomorrow. Is that Wednesday? Isn't today Wednesday? Hold on. Now you got me all messed up here. Hold on. That's Thursday. D, not Wednesday, Thursday. Tomorrow's Thursday. Yeah, today's Wednesday. That's what I thought. Tomorrow. Yes, I'm doing it tomorrow at noon. Tomorrow. Correct. Yes. All righty. Phil goes on to say primaries are free press. Yep. Absolutely. Yes. D says, I heard some press ask Trump about Stefanik. He said she was great. He said they're both great. That's what he actually said. They're both great. Yes. And Phil says, yes, he was very non-committal. Absolutely. Nate says, like, comment, share. Nate is correct with his beautiful dog. That is true. Yes, he's absolutely true. D says, word in the street is that Susie Wiles told him to get back on the campaign trail. Actually, he's running again. Can't wait for him to get booed in Kentucky when he tries his rhetoric on Thomas Massie. Okay, this is a smart move. I'm not joking. It is a smart move. I said this, was it yesterday, 2 days ago, whenever I was on, I forgot. I was talking about Trump and how he's been messing up. Why has he been messing up? Because he hasn't been out there with the people. He is not. Trump is strongest when he's out campaigning, meeting people and getting how they feel and responding to them. That's when he's strongest. And I'm not supporting Trump here. I'm just saying the truth is that's when Trump's his best, whether you like him or not. When he's out campaigning, talking to the people, meeting people, he gets it, he connects. He's a natural marketer. He's a natural showman. Again, no matter how you feel about him, that's who he is. When he's out with the people, he's better. She's right. That is a good move for him. Right now, he's been in the last how many months sitting in the White House, surrounded by neocons and sycophants and advisors. Yes, I'm using air quotes, all those people. And he's failing. He's lost his coalition. He's not connected to most people. Susie is correct. Trump, look, I'm not consulting with Trump. I'm not connected to the campaign at all. But I always give to the best of my ability what I think is the right decision, what the right information is. Susie Wiles is correct. If you are a Trump supporter and you want Trump to be better, get him back on the campaign trail. Get him back in front of people. That is where he shines. That is where he's powerful. That's how that works. So, yes, that's the right thing to do. Now, if he goes into Kentucky and mess with Thomas, he might get booed. But remember, the people who show up to his events are his own people. So he won't get that booed, maybe a little bit. Some like people will show up to be mad and they'll throw them out. So yeah, he'll be safe. He'll be safe. And it won't just be that, it'll be all over the place. It's better for him, is what I'm saying. For him, it's better for him to be doing it. It's the right answer. So I am heading back over to Instagram, and Gibson says, can you do anything about as governor to do something about Senator Chuck Schumer? Yes. When I win this thing next year, It will change the entire nation. I'm not joking. You will watch New York City will go with a socialist mayor and a libertarian governor. Everything, establishment is dead. That will be the end of the establishment across the state. Why? Because people will see and go, that's it. And you will watch them begin to collapse. Schumer is the establishment. It's clear. When I win next year, he will not run again. I'm not joking. He will not run again. He will know it's over. You will have to find somebody else. Schumer's finished. It's the end. Schumer's gone. They're all the establishment guys are gone at that point. They will know they're gone and they will act accordingly. So yes, I by default will be doing something against Schumer. Yes, to answer your question. All right. Phil says Larry thought he was wrong once, but he was mistaken. True. Accurate statement. Yes. All righty. D says, I was surprised in another Republican chat that I moderate that a couple of people actually said that Stefanik doesn't have a chance in New York. Maybe my constant stat dropping is working. It's people are getting it. I said it how many, 3-4 months ago, whenever I said it, 0 chance. And she's not even, she knows too. This isn't like Larry just knows something no one else knows. I wish I was that smart that I knew something no one else knows. She knows it too. They all know it. Yes. So Phil says, Larry, you can talk to her for $2.50 a plate. That's but there's a point that was brought up with me in a team, and that was about Stefanik she's doing a fundraiser coming up here, and it's you pay per plate. It's $80 a plate. Now some of you might go, $80? It's a lot of money. Not for a political candidate. It's not a lot of money. No, it's not. You are a mainstream nominee for the Republican Party in New York State, the 4th largest state in the union. $80? That means you think you can't fill that room because people don't have enough confidence in you. That should be a $2.50 per plate. Yes, I'm not making this up. Look, that's not what I do, right? One day, maybe I'll do a couple of those, right? Right now, I'm not. I go out and you just got to show up and hang out with me. It's fine. I hope one day I can do $2.50 a plate. I hope I will. And if I do that, I'll still do the other ones too. But I might do that too, right? Now, why does that matter? All right. Because a middle-class person can afford $80 a plate, which is wonderful. I'm not mad at someone who can afford it. Great. But why do they do $500 a plate, $2.50 a plate? Why? It's to make sure only the heavy hitter donors show up. Now, why would you care? You might go, Larry, that's being greedy. That isn't the point. The point is, if I do an event at $500 a plate and I can fill a room with 100 people, that's 100 people who all can easily afford $500 a plate. That's where like business is being done. That's a networking event. Do you guys get what that is? I am the center of a networking event. They're not just giving money. They're doing business because they know everyone there can afford $500 a plate. I've been in those places. So is Mike, by the way. Mike's been with me. We've been in those places before, $500 a plate. We've done that, right? You go to those places, $250, $500 a plate. You're in a room with people who can afford that. And that's what they want to be. That's a networking event. Not just that. As I mentioned earlier about the PAC thing, that's how you get PAC set up. A lot of people can drop 10 grand, 20 grand, 40 grand, 100 grand. They've got that kind of money they can drop on somebody. Well, you can't give it to someone directly. It's against the law, right? You can only give me $9,000. What if I get a heavy hitter donor who can give $100,000, $200,000? What can he do? Well, they put it into a PAC, and the PAC pays for it. That's how that works. So yes. Kevin says, drop the name Larry Sharpe on every New York news social media post and any post related to the New York governor's race. Yes. Ken is correct. Yes, he is. Do what he says. Correct. Phil says, we are meeting at Discord at 9 if you want to get into fun. Yes, so in about 10 minutes, there'll be a meeting of those who are volunteers. If you want to do that, what you need to do is go over to LarrySharpe.com/volunteer. And right after you do that, check your junk folder. Not spam, junk. Check both. You can go into the junk folder or spam folder or there. Check both folders to see if it comes in and then make it not junk and not spam so you get the emails, right? So please do that, guys. If you could, it does matter. But otherwise, click that like button, as I always say. If you feel good and you can, please donate. LarrySharpe.com/donate, particularly if you're a New York State resident. Please do so. Between $5 and $250. If you can give me $25 a month, please do that. Why am I asking for $25 for a year? Because I'm giving you a year. I'm doing this every week. You see me out and about on a campaign trail, meeting people, doing podcasts, doing this, expressing things, trying to make things work. I am doing it. It does matter. Help out. I'm giving you a year. Give me a year, right? I'm giving you a year. Give me a year. Yes. All righty. Nosy says, things are getting interesting. They are. Phil says, keep your eyes peeled for a big interview. Coming up, baby. We're getting bigger and bigger. Bigger and bigger. Yes. Mike says, real time. To be fair, Blakeman also doesn't have a policy page. He has some accomplishments. Trump's friend, cops hired. That's it. So again, compared poorly to actual policy page. He also knows he's not going to win. Right? He's hoping he can win the primary, which will make him famous. That would be amazing. And he can do something else with his life. But no, he can't win either. And again, he actually has no policies. That none of them do. The New York State Republican Party is far worse than the National Party. The National Party actually has policies. They're actually doing things. You may not like that, but they actually have them. There's none in New York State. None at all. So yes. All righty. Andrea says, did you see Stefanik has a book deal? I know. So now she's using this to sell her book. Isn't that embarrassing? So she's trying to give him more campaign contributions from her buddies without having this. No, this actually puts her money in her own pocket. That's pocket money for her. Yes, pocket money. I'm just saying, I didn't get my book out so I can sell it too. So I can grift like that, right? Perfect. Yes. D says Larry should have had a tinfoil hat on for that show. They like conspiracies. They do. But to be forward, D, a lot of people do. If you go back 20 years, people who talk about conspiracy stuff they were all crazy. Now, some are still crazy, but a lot of them are coming to fruition. A lot more people believe in them. Our lack of trust in the government creates more and more and more people who believe in conspiracy theories. I get it. Yes. So he says, Larry was on 2 podcasts. Tuesday morning, he was on Liberty Dad. Yep. And then one today. Both of them ask him why he doesn't run for assembly. I love watching Larry shut that shit down. They always do. Run for this, run for that. They don't get it. They don't get it. They're thinking small ball, not big ball. Well, like that sounds good. Not that. They're not thinking major league ball. They're thinking small ball, and they should be thinking major league, and then make real impact. That's the issue, right? That's the issue. So, hope that makes sense. All righty. Let's see here. Missy says, do you like Larry's ideas? You can learn more about them on the policy section of his website. Yes, that's true. You can. Absolutely. Yes, you can. I do love that. D says, if Democrats win the midterms, they try to get RFK. No, Democrats hate RFK. In fact, one Democrat was this week submitted articles of impeachment for him. I'm not joking. They hate RFK Jr. They hate him because he, in their eyes, is a traitor. He's a traitor. Yes, that's exactly how they think about him. Jerome says, how will you stop 300,000 New Yorkers from leaving in 2026? This is one of the hardest things, Jerome. It is. So it's the number one issue. Number one issue of everything else. And that is by making things more affordable, making more opportunity. Can't just be short-term. Opportunity means long-term. Making people feel safe, absolutely, and giving people more freedom and liberty. Those are the 4 ways we do that. It's all over the policy page, but I'll give you a couple of them. Obviously, by dealing with taxation issues, makes things more affordable. Allowing people to get jobs easier licensing, better small businesses, better farming will allow for more opportunity. And then, of course, safety is allowing people to actually police themselves as they see fit. And liberty, of course, is 2 things. Ownership of energy sources, so people can decide where and how they put those energy sources, also lowering energy costs. And, of course, an amendment to the Constitution banning lockdowns, to New York State Constitution banning lockdowns no matter what. Those right there, just in those. I try to be fast in answering it. I could spend 6 hours on it, but I think that's enough to get people understanding. Yeah, this way of doing it. So yes. DA says, Trump can't talk without bashing Biden. Not needed, but he couldn't help himself. Last night in PA would have been great without the Biden history. I agree. I've said this before. A lot of people don't get this. He's got to stop talking about Biden now. It's done. It's done. This is now his economy. Like it or not, he now gets credit for it. No more Biden. It's over, dude. I just stopped months ago. I give it about 6 months. You can bash Biden. After that, done. Now it's yours. And it's a year now, right? He won last November. January 20th, it's a year, right? So no, I'm with you completely. If he wants to make this work, No more Biden bashing. I completely agree. It makes him look bad. I don't like it. He agrees. I know that's it's always Biden is bad. It was annoying the first time around. Now it's just really effing annoying. Yes, agreed. I agree. Yes. And Ronald says Republican is a third party in New York. It is. It's Democrats, Independents, Republicans. You are correct. Yes. Andrea says that is cheap for the donation dinner. It is. Yes. Mrs. How much can you bench? I haven't benched in a while. I don't know. It's a good question. You're supposed to have to bench your weight, right? Now, is that what you're supposed to do? I weigh about 180 some odd pounds in that area. 185, maybe 180, 185. So I got to be able to bench 185 at least. That's how it's supposed to be? I'm gonna go check. I haven't benched in a while. I'll have to go back and do some benching. So I'll see. So yes. All righty. D says the catering is getting $80 to $100 of that plate. They're not doing it for free. Exactly. Yes. Andrew says, give a year to get a year. I love that. That's amazing. Nosy says $80 at Texas Roadhouse for a good steak. Exactly. 100% true. That's why it's not good. I'm with you. Yes. All righty. Bench for the campaign. All right. I got to figure this out. Yes. D says, I don't mean will they get RFK in a good way. I merely try to get them out of. Oh, yes. I'm sorry. Yes. That's what you meant. 100% yes, D. They will. Yes. They've already done it. They're already on their way. Yes. They're already on their way. 100% true. Guys, I want to ask you if you could click the button known as like if you have not. It does matter. Please subscribe to this channel if you have not already done so. Or this page, whatever you're watching, every subscription does matter. I have bugged you to donate more than once. If you have already, awesome. Get someone else to. Remember, if you're in New York State, I need multiple people. I need 5,000 people. So if you've given, ask your buddy to. If some guy or gal owes you some money, they owe you $50, say, don't give me $50 bucks. Give me $45 and donate $5 to Larry Sharpe. Because remember, 5 to 250. Donate $5 to Larry Sharpe. That counts towards my 5,000 people. And then you take $45 they owe you. Do that. That's a wonderful way of doing it. It does matter if you can. So every bit does count. I do appreciate that. In addition, after this is over, please comment after the live. And then if you're volunteering, head over to the Discord channel for your volunteer. Remember, LarrySharpe.com/volunteer to do that if you want to. If you're watching this and it's not live, remember, if it's not live, you can see some videos pop up. Watch one of them right away. Mr. Rhythm loves that. I'll go Rhythm. I'll be back on. I'll be back on tomorrow at noon. Right? Yes, I'll be back on tomorrow at noon. And then I will be on Sharpe Way, 7 p.m. Friday and Saturday. I'll see you all very soon.